organization called the doctors. In its internet, they show a lot of things about human anatomy. My times show in terms of pregnancy, you see a developing embryo inside the womb of a woman of different stages. Now, this we have seen several times. At times, they show that when it comes to Niger one, other animals still from that egg. I'm not talking like the egg of the ones that are laid in the water, which you know is an external, and that has to do with the fishes. Now, when they begin to show the embryo at the starting stage of development, you find out that the embryo of a fish and that of amphibian, reptile, or to get to human, when they are placed together, you cannot differentiate which one is human, which one is a fish, or they look alike so much. It's equally shown in your different textbooks. But at a certain stage in that development, it continues to grow like that and show forth. And because of that resemblance, that is why they believe that all vertebrates came from the same ancestors. Are you getting what I'm saying? They look so much alike. That is for the developing embryo now. So in short, there's a certain stage when you look at it, probably going to 4 or 5 months in terms of human, and you see that of a bird, you would think that the two are the same. Because the bird then, the development inside the egg, it has started showing the 4 limbs. And the other one, I mean that of the bird, started showing the 4 limbs, which is the wings. But there are no feathers then inside. And when you see that of a human, as it is, it starts showing even we have 4 arms. It starts also showing it, and that of the leg. So the reptile, the bird's own will stick like this, and that of human will sit like this. When you look at it, you cannot differentiate the two. And that is why evolutionarily they believe that vertebrates, virtually all of them, evolve or come from the same ancestors because of that resemblance in their embryonic stages or in their embryology stages. Is that clear? Like I said, if you see it, you will also believe their theories and what they have said. Now, when we come to another example is the anatomy or in terms of development of the heart. Now, when we look at, remember in your SS2, you did single, double circulation, isn't it? Now, in terms of fishes, that begins to show the different chambers of the heart. The fish has just like this, 3 chambers. How many of you drew this diagram? Chambers of the heart, and that one will say like this. This is the guilt, that's the guilt slit from the heart to the gill and back to the heart. That is a single circulatory. How many of you do that, something like this in your SS2 when you are talking about single circulation and double circulation? Now, so this is the atrium, this has to be the ventricle. And it goes like this. That is for the fishes. Let's put it this way, this is for fish. And this is what they saw, and they believe that all vertebrates came from the same ancestors. Now the first one, we started from the amphibians. And amphibians at least shows double circulation. That's the first one. But one funny thing is that amphibians exhibited chambers of the heart. This is supposed to be the lungs. And then from here again to what? Do we remember? Huh? Do we remember? making how many types of circulation in vertebrates, in double circulation, two major, in terms of circulation, pulmonary circulation and systemic circulation. Do we still remember that? I hope we still remember that, because why ask question there to define the two or to list the two, and that is under double circulatory system, and that will have three chambers where you have a complete partition of the atrium, the right atrium and the left atrium and the ventricle. Am I saying something now? So this is from here. This one shows two. That is for the fish, and this is the amphibians. Amphibians. Now this one, they believe this evolved to give rise to this. Now when it comes to the reptiles have 3.5 chambers of the heart, which means since we have a complete partition of the atrium. Now when you now come, so we have something like this. Let me bring it out. This gets to this. So now have partially partitioned of the atrium. Did I say something now? So the ventricle here is partially partitioned. This one is completely partitioned. You know, this one has 3 chambers of the heart. This one has 2 chambers of the heart. This one has 3.5 chambers of the heart. And that is for the what? That is for the what? Are you getting what I'm saying? And by the time you take it down to birds and human, that is where we have a complete 4 partition, complete. The atrium fully partitioned, the ventricle fully partitioned, giving 4 chambers of heart. Am I saying something now? So with this now, they believe that all vertebrates evolved from the same ancestors. Do I need to draw the other one? Is this still okay? The left and the right ventricle, from the lungs, from the heart to the lungs and back to the heart, and from the heart to the body and back to the heart. The pulmonary circulatory system and the systemic. Did I say something now? Yes, now here we now have a complete one in birds. So they believe that all, you can see from 2 chambers of the heart to 3 chambers of the heart to 3.5 chambers of the heart, and to complete 4 chambers of the heart. Now with this now showing differences or connections evolving from the chambers of the heart. So this is 2 chambers. This one is 3. And this one shows 3.5. And this one shows complete 4 chambers of the house. So with this, the dictionary believed in terms of evidences, a clear evidence that all living, especially vertebrates, evolved from the same ancestors. Is that clear? So let's write. What was the last sentence? Huh? Now when you were taught in SS2, what happened? Speak louder. Why? You used to die. What are the characteristics of living things? The evolutionary did not say. They even believe that after they have lived, they died and they rose up again from somewhere. You know, it started from non-living things, molecules. So that one might change to that. That's the millions of years. It's different organisms. Every organism have their lifespan. Literally, we are supposed to live like Methuselah. Please off. Let's go. Have we started writing notes on embryology? Huh? What was the last sentence? Have we talked about the reptiles? The gills, is that what the gills? Yes. The gill slits of those of fish shows 2-chamber hearts, 2 chambers of hearts. The gill slit of those of fish shows 2 chambers of the heart, like that of reptiles. Like that of reptiles are obvious. O-V-V-I-O-U-S. Obvious. Are obvious facts to show that human being, I said this, the gill slits of those of fish come out with 2-chambered hearts, like that of reptiles, are obvious facts to show that human being evolved, are obvious facts to show that human beings evolved through the fish, amphibians, reptiles, and mammal lineage. Full stop. I don't know if you wish to draw this diagram, you can just leave it and draw it there. It's an evidence of what you have just said, if you wish to draw it, except if it's in your notes. Another example is that of birds. Another example is the bird, which has no tooth. I think which has no teeth. I explained this last week too. The bird does not have a teeth. And the bird which has no teeth. But their embryos have tooth boards. Their embryo have tooth boards. Their embryo have tooth boards. Full stop. The presence of tooth boards, proves, P-R-O-V-S, proves The presence of toothball proves that the descendants, or that they descended. The presence of toothball proves that they descended from ancestors. They descended from ancestors that had teeth. They descended from ancestors that had teeth. Full stop. Do you understand that one? I should explain it. You understand it? Okay. Full stop. The above examples explains the biogenetic laws. Explains the biogenetic laws. Full stop. What does the biogenetic law state? Explains that the biogenetic laws. Full stop. The biogenetic laws states that the biogenetic laws states that the stages an animal embryo undergoes the stages that an animal embryology undergoes during development are chromological, I said the biogenetic laws states that the stages an animal embryo undergoes during development are chronological replay of that species. Chronological replay of that species past evolutionary forms. Past evolutionary forms. I repeat myself. I said of all the evidences, the examples we have shown above, the slits and the heart chambers of the heart, and the other vertebrates, the number of chambers of the heart, the development of the embryo at the same stage looking alike, and as well as the appearance of toothball on the early development of birds, that they prove shows that their ancestors have teeth. So all these examples came across or forms what to call biogenetic laws. And the question is, what is biogenetic laws? What is the law all about? And we say that the genetic law states that the stages of an animal development, especially during embryo, undergoes during the development confirm or shows what to call chronological replay of the past ancestors. That is, it shows what the ancestors were before the present one. Is that clear? Or to confirm that virtually everything noticed in the present or in the pictures of the present organisms as a result of the similarities noticed is as a result of what they had or they appeared from the ancestors until finally, after living so many years, they begin to disintegrate and does not form or exist any longer. Is that clear? Is that clear? Yes. That is one of the evidence. Another evidence is biochemical molecules. I should clean this. I should clean it. If you see things like this in the test of practical or in objective, you can answer it. They might just bring up only one of the chambers and ask you a question. Apart from, I'm talking about apart from the evolutionary trend of objects, or in terms of blood circulation and the development of the heart, you can answer it well. You can dictate what it is. Which of these and which of these and which of these belong to any of these animals. Or name it in terms of evolutionary trend. I believe you can answer that one very well. in terms of evidences. The chemical makeup and biochemical processes. The chemical makeup and biochemical processes of all organisms are very similar. The chemical makeup and biochemical process of all organisms are similar. They are similar. For example, e.g., all organisms are built up of the same type of complex molecules. They are built up of the same type of complex molecules. They are made up of or built up of the same type of biochemical molecules. For instance, where we have carbohydrates, we have protein, we have fat and oil, we have water, mineral salts, and the vitamins. We find out that all, including the plants that actually produce most of them, they are all built up. But that is what we talk about the biochemical. They are the same. The carbohydrates, the starch, the protein, the fats and oil, the vitamins, the water, and the mineral salts. They all appear from a type of complex molecules. Another example. Okay, full stop. Have you written carbohydrate, protein? Alright, carbohydrates, proteins, lipids, and nucleic acid in those areas. Another example, apart from the build-up of the same type of molecules, is the use of ATP. What's the full meaning of ATP? Adenosine triphosphates. ATP. What is it all about? Thank you. The form of energy that we utilize in every activity. The same thing goes to plants. The use of ATP as the immediate source of energy. The use of ATP. Please write the meaning of ATP if you can put it in brackets. Adenosine triphosphates. As the immediate source of energy for metabolic reactions. Another example, that's example number 3, the use of some materials. Use same materials. We said all organisms use the same materials and processes. All organisms, that's another example, use same materials and processes for storing, expressing, and transmitting genetic information. All organisms use the same materials and processes for storing, expressing, and transmitting genetic information. Transmitting genetic information. You can still find out that the ways of transmitting information from parents to offspring is still the same ways in both plants and animal. And the ATP that is needed, even in plants, in terms of molecules, where we get energy required by various parts of the plant for the development and growth. The same thing goes to animal. Am I saying something now? So that's why they believe every living thing started somewhere. That they started somewhere. So we said, therefore, the similarities suggest strongly a common ancestry. The similarities, therefore, those similarities suggest strongly a common ancestry, A-N-C-E-S-T-O-R-Y, ancestry for all organisms, for all organisms. So let's look at the other one, evidence. Molecular records, yes?
Does this mean that this method of expressing the information, does that mean that genetic
Expressing
genetic
information, okay?
Does that mean that the genetic material of amoeba is the same as that of man?
The genetic materials of amoeba. Amoeba, no. But there is the same thing too.
They are very similar.
Almost. For instance, those ones, when we talk about in terms of their transmission, you know, these ones, they have places that divide themselves by the cytoplasm. And every other thing that they have there, this is the nucleus. The whole of inside is in what? Cytoplasm. And they have the food vacuum. And they have the contractile vacuum. These are three major things there. And when they start its division they start from the nucleus. The nucleus will divide first, which is inside, followed by cytoplasm. And once they divide, everything divides into two. You have part of this here, you have part of this here, you have part of this there. Is it not the same? Am I saying something now? This is asexual reproduction. But when it comes to those ones in asexual, even when it comes to chlamydominans, which is a plant-like, they also undergo binary fission. Do we still remember? So everything divides. And whatever you have this part, you have 10. And that is what they call clone. It's just like in a clone form, asexual reproduction. You have the same thing. And diseases too, that the parent organism have. The offspring that will come out of the binary fission also carry it. And that is one of the, it's a simple, and the other one becomes complex. Is that not genetic information? But when it comes to where it is more of advantage, complex, there must be two. And into two, each and every one has its own genetic information. This one has. And when it comes to bringing the offspring, I will take parts and give to the offspring. Since they are coming, there's a combination now. You bring parts and the two goes into to form the offspring. I hope you understand what I'm saying. So it must be from parents to organism. And the same thing with plants. The same thing with plants. And organism like chlamydomonas also undergoes sexual reproduction. Do you know that? By what form? That was reproduction. I use chlamydomonas as an example of binary fission. By what? God bless you. Conjugation, whereby you have, there is no gametes, but each of them, the two come together and lie side by side in order to conjugate, and they call it themselves conjugants. Conjugant A, conjugant B. Am I saying something now? They'll start by lying side by side to each other, and after they form like a tube. Each of them acts as a gamete. One will be acting as a male gamete, that's a positive, and the other will be acting as a female gamete, that's a negative. And the male will transfer everything inside of it to that of the female. And when it is transferring, as it were, that is every genetic information inside the male goes into the female and combining that of the female, and this becomes empty. I'm sure you did conjugation, but you use only spirocheria. Go back and read that on rhizopus. That's another one they bring out. They do bring out. But they might give example of other organisms that undergo conjugation. Please. Apart from spirocheria, chlamydomonas, paramecium, and rhizopus. Did I say something now? They might say give example. Apart from spirocheria, we have chlamydomonas, we have paramecium, and we have rhizopus. Give me another name for rhizopus. Another common name for rhizopus. Muko or bread mold. We'll be able to know these things, please. Okay? Go back. By now you should have been going back little by little to your SS1 work. Not only in biology, in all of this. Please. So let's go. We have molecular records. Are we there? Are we there? Okay, let's go. All of these store hereditary informations. Madam, throw that in your tree. In nucleic acid or nucleic acid, They store genetic information in nucleic acids, mainly DNA. What's the full meaning of DNA? Deoxyribonucleic acids. DNA, found in the nucleus of all cells. I repeat myself, I said all organisms store hereditary information in nucleic acids, mainly DNA, found in the nucleus of all cells. First off, according to the present day evolutionary theory, evolutionary changes should be recorded. Evolutionary changes should be recorded. In these macromolecules. Macromolecules. Should be recorded in these macromolecules by alternation to existing chemical structures. By alternation to existing chemical molecules. I repeat myself. I said according to the present day evolutionary theory, macromolecules, macromolecules. Thank you. Macromolecules. Evolutionary changes should be recorded in these macromolecules by alternation to existing chemicals, to existing chemical structures. First of therefore DNA alteration to existing chemical structures. Existing chemical structures. First of therefore DNA of closely related species. DNA of closely related species should show more similarities. Than those of distant species. First off, studies have shown or revealed this to be true. Studies have shown or revealed this to be true. That is keeping of records. For example, the DNA of humans and chimpanzee is 98% alike. I said studies have shown or revealed this, that is what we are saying there, to be true. For example, the DNA of human being and that of chimpanzee is 98% alike. You don't believe that? For this area, I believe that. But I just read a woman that had an affair with a chimpanzee. Oibo, not in Nigeria. Because I know Nigeria, no Africa, my Timothy. I can't say. and they gave birth. Who saw that thing? You saw it. Gave birth to find children with tails, and they're also moving like chimpanzees. They can still stand. You know, chimpanzees at times they move with both the forelimbs and the forearm and the forelimbs. Let me use that. The first, the arm and the leg, and there is a standing tail. They do what? I think here you were. The child did not do what?
The child was using glasses.
I saw it. I was shocked. They even show when the woman was pregnant. They even show the chimpanzee standing along with the woman's head. So there are a lot of things, even ape, that when they stand, the only more difference is the amount of hairs around them and the standing tail. You know, our own tail is among the vestigial organs. It doesn't show much in human. Do we still remember that? The mental tails in terms of human doesn't show much. But in terms of ape, in terms of chimpanzee, ape stands upright like us. Chimpanzee must still stay like this. But ape is like this. Huh? Chimpanzee fully does not stand upright. It's not stand. No. We all belong to human, homo. But the one is different. It might be like this. But ape stands upright. Although with a long tail that is visible. So in that case, so they believe that one, from the records and what, especially the DNA, 95%, not only that, in terms of hormones of some animals, especially tyrosine, has been used presently to cure humans with deficiency of thyroid hormones. I'm talking about present. I know hormones, especially thyroid hormones, have to do with growth and fatty hormones, has been used, or they're still using it, where there is lack of thyroid hormones. Presently. I'm not sure you for medicine, isn't it? Then I want to go for medicine. And for my, well, you're going for what? Computer, pharmacy, engineering. Which part of engineering? Who else is going for engineering? Mechatronic. You. Okay. You want to go and do robotic. Mechatronic. They are not fully in charge of robotic. Physiological evidence and the comparative physiology. Okay? Physiological evidence or comparative physiology. Let's go. These ones have to do with what I just mentioned now, enzymes and hormones. Enzymes and hormones are similar in many groups. Enzymes and hormones in many groups. Enzymes and hormones in many groups of an animal are similar in many groups of an animal. For example, tyrosine. Let's say e.g. tyrosine or trypsin, sorry. Trypsin. In which part of the food? This trypsin is a hormone of what? I know it's digestion of what class of food? Of what class of food? Trypsin. Of what class of food? Of what class of food? Of what class of food? And which parts of the digestive tract does it appear? Huh? Duodenum. Okay. What class of food? What class of food? Hey, Jesus Christ. Pleasant, what class of food? Don't do like this, so. Taiwo, what class of food? What class of food? Oh, what class of food? Fatty, oil? My darling BBH, what class of food? Please tell me your name. What class of food? You put it like this, at least you put it enzymes. And come across it again in SS2. Under digestion, what class of food? Do we have trypsin? Which class of food does trypsin act upon? She has mentioned on the duodenum. That is the part of the alimentary canal, which is correct. Which part of food? Huh? Protein. 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 Huh? It's protein. It's protein. These are the things you will know. What have you seen? Erepsin, and in which part of the alimentary canal does it act? Erepsin, E-R-E-S-P-I-N. Erepsin. Oh my God. I go get it. Which erepsin enzyme is an enzyme? Now my children, go back. Erepsin is the last enzyme in the ileum that will act on protein, converting all polypeptide and peptone to amino acid. Where does digestion of food, of protein start from in the alimentary canal? Where does it start? Elsewhere. Small intestine. What's the enzyme that will act on fat and oil? And where does it start and where does it end? Huh? Speak loud so that others will hear. Speak loud, please. The enzyme. I'm listening. We are looking at the same thing in all physiological, the enzymes and hormones of the same are similar in all living things, both plants and animals. Huh? I didn't hear you. Amylase. Amylase. For which one? Where did you go? Amylase is for carbohydrates, and these are the duodenum too. Somebody should say something. Now this shows that you can have lipids. Thank you. Where does it start? There's no enzyme of fat and oil in the mouth, in the stomach, or to get to the duodenum. You find the, and duodenum is a part of the small intestine. The small intestine consists of 3 main parts: the duodenum, the jejunum, and the ileum. So the lip exudation start acting and is produced in the duodenum, acting on fat and oil, and it is not enough to handle it, and that is why you have an action of bile that will help to break down fat and oil, and that process is what we call what? The action of the bile on the fat and oil, breaking fat and oil into tiny droplets. The process is called what? The process is called what? hypothalamus. Emulsification. In the question, they'll ask you to write short note on emulsification. What is emulsification? It's a process which involves the breakdown of fat and oil by the valve into tiny droplets for easy absorption and assimilation. These are little, and not only that, it increases the enzyme action. There are about 5 characteristics of five functions of the bile, and that is why the bile plays an important role in digestion. And meanwhile, bile is a waste product of the liver. I hope you know that. I hope people know that. Oh my God. So we said for physiological evidence and comparative physiology, we have the enzymes and the hormones being similar in all organisms. They are just like the chemicals that are found, and they play much important role because they are common. Because you have some of them in plants, you have some of them in animals. You even have animates enzymes in rhizopus. Did you do digestion of rhizopus? Yes, rhizopus. Digestion. Extracellular, yes, digestion. What does the amylase? It contains both the enzymes there. During the digestion of food in sarcophags, using rhizopus as an example. Did you do it? That is under mechanism of digestion. Anyway, let's just finish that. There are a lot of things we need to do back. Let's finish the skin, of which I'm running to finish. We are almost running up to genetics, but that was another last one. Let's go. What was my last sentence? I said enzymes and hormones are similar in many groups of an animal. For example, trypsin is found in protozoa and also in mammals. Trypsin is found in protozoa and in mammals. Full stop. Amylase is also found in majority of animals. Amylase, the spelling is on the board, is also found in majority of animals. So the action of these two enzymes are similar in all animals. The action of these two enzymes are similar in all animals. Are similar in all animals. Okay? Full stop. Thyroid hormone. Do we still remember thyroid? What's the name of the hormone of thyroid gland? Thyroid hormone is present in all vertebrates. Thyroid hormone is present in all vertebrates. And the studies have shown that thyroid hormones of vertebrates is exchangeable. Studies have shown that thyroid hormones in vertebrates are exchangeable. Among them. For example, the thyroid hormone from beef of a beef. Anyone will call beef. Thyroid hormone from beef has been used successfully. For example, thyroid hormones of beef have been used successfully. Thyroid hormones of beef have been used successfully to treat human thyroid deficiencies. To treat human thyroid deficiency. Thyroid hormones of beef have been used to treat human thyroid deficiencies. Full stop. So that is what we are trying to say. With these evidences, they believe that every living thing, especially when it comes to nitrates now, that all of us evolved from the same ancestors. Okay, I've never, that they all believe that all vertebrates evolved from the same ancestors. Okay, let's go. This proves that all vertebrates descend descended from common ancestors. They believe that all vertebrates descended from common ancestors. Descended from common ancestors. Another example of physiological evidence is the presence of ATP. Another example of physiological evidence is the presence of ATP in all organisms. The presence of ATP in all organisms. Example, respiration is also the same in all organisms. Do we believe that? Respiration is also the same in all organisms. Do we believe that? Do we believe that every living thing does what? Every living thing respires. If you cannot respire, even microscopic ones, they respire. There's always exchange of gases among organisms. There's always exchange of gases among organisms. That is about physiological evidence or comparative evidence. A little bit, we'll still talk about this. Since we say it's the same, virtually in all, most especially some organisms. I just wanted to mention this because we have to bring in, if we're going that, since it seems as if we do not do it, and that is digestion in sacrifice. So we'll do something about it, okay? It's a promise. Okay, let's look at evidence from cytology. What do you understand by this? What's cytology? What? Speak out. Thank you. The study of cells. That is cytology. Evidence. Every living thing is composed of cells, isn't it? With that, they still believe that all come from that. Evidence from cytology. Electron microscope have shown that cell structures, including, in brackets, including all organelles. Electron microscope has shown that the cell structures, in bracket, including all organelles, are similar in all living organisms. 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 First up, bracket, this is a proof that all living organisms, this is a proof that all living organisms evolve from the same ancestor. This is a proof that all living organisms evolved from a common ancestors with similar structures. Have you written that? Now let's go back. We drew the cell structure of both plants and animals as seen under the electron microscope. Did we? In ISS1. If I ask any of you now to come and draw the plant cell as seen under the electron microscope, can you do that? Who can do that comfortably? Why I have asked that question several times. It could be either plant cell or animal cells. You've seen the questions now. Can you draw that comfortably? You can. Just give me a sketch of both plants. You see, we said they have proved that all living things are composed according to the electron microscope. That is as viewed under the electron microscope. It shows virtually all the organelles of the cells in plant and animal. The only major difference is that the plant cell have a specific shape, isn't it? And then the presence of chloroplast. Almost every other thing is the same. That's this. Okay. The presence of chloroplast, the cell wall. Then every other thing is the same. All the organelles, and they carry the same function. The function they carry in plant is the function they carry in animal. It's just the same. Is that clear? So these are the things that make them believe that all living things evolved from the same ancestor. We're just drawing this to prove. Paul, come and do the sketch of the animal. Let's see if it is same. You will use, let me clean here. I'll clean this place for you. So you're drawing animal cell now. Correct. As you're going and when you come in, you do your own stuff. Of anything.
Hold on, Femi. Sit down. Leave there. Come and sit down here.
Is it alright?
Yes, ma'am.
Please clap for him. We'll still do some corrections. Let's see that of Vanille. That's a very good attempt. Make sure you leave enough space for your labelings. Clap for him too. That's a very wonderful attempt. Now you can see from the diagrams, we are talking about cytology, evidence of cytology. There are a lot of similarities found in both. Although, like this Golgi body, or what we call Golgi apparatus. My darling here did not show it. And This should have been vacuole, not contractile vacuole. Then the area you have starch granules. The chloroplast has a structure, not a dot. So let's show it this way. Those should have been somewhere around here. And there's something two of you missed. There is Golgi apparatus here. So if I can take it like this, Golgi apparatus or Golgi body, like he has shown us here. Lysosome is also here. So we can just take it somewhere here. Then we'll have the vacuole. There should be a vacuole here, not as big as that of animal. You forgot that. Then these are nuclear membrane. You have smooth endoplasmic reticulum and rough endoplasmic reticulum. What makes it rough? Who knows? Okay. Ribosomes. Thank you. The ribosomes that are small bodies attached on the endoplasmic reticulum makes it, the ones that the ribosomes attach make it to become rough. So which means one of you, two of you did not label ribosomes. But where are we not going? We're trying to show that if you look at the cells of the two, this is plant, this is animal. The only major difference there is the chloroplast, the centroles, just a small body. And it should have been around this side. Thank God you have it there. Found in animal, not in plant. The chloroplast found in plant and not in animal. The cell wall found in plant and not in animal. And I think these are the two major differences. Every other thing is the same. And they all carry the same function. So that is one of the major evidence. I just wanted us to, what they looked at and believe that all living things evolved from the same ancestor. Is that clear? We have seen the evidences. We saw fossil records. We saw comparative anatomy. We saw embryology. We saw biochemical what? Similarities. And we saw molecular what? And we saw the last one, the second to the last one, physiological and comparative, and we saw the last one. So these are the evidences of what they use and believe and stand by it, that all living things, at least one, they will live millions and billions of years and evolve and change to other organisms. But generally, like the landmark, some of them believe that they started from non-living things, different molecules coming together to form simple organism. And this simple organism lived for donkey millions of years and evolved to complex organisms. And complex organisms of different kingdom and phylum continue to evolve until we get to another form. Any questions so far? Any questions so far? Huh? Now let's look at the modern theories of evolution. Yes?
All
according to their belief, the same ancestors.
So I'm not saying that how was the structure of the ancestor?
Is it that of the plant or that of the animal? Either of the two. Okay. We all started, they started from non-living things, the molecules. Non-living things like these ones. So I believe they started from dead organisms that have been acted upon micro ones. They're like maggots. So that non-living things, they said they are a combination of non-living things. And if you look at them, when you plant this, apart from planting, some of them you can't say this is when it was planted, like the grasses that grow. But we believe one thing, at a particular time, when the conditions are not favorable, many of them have seeds. Those that have not had seeds, they develop by the way of stem, they develop by the way of roots, they develop by the way of leaves, and when it comes to the static position. So those ones, when the conditions are not favorable, they will remain dormant. And many of them are perennial. And when the condition becomes favorable, they start up. So because of the issue that they all come from non-living things, that is what they said. Combination of molecules that stay for a long time, they combine to form simple organisms. And these simple organisms live for a long millions of years, they combine to form complex organisms. So with that non-living, that is why they believe that all living things evolve from the same ancestors. And when you keep following it like that, for example, like this physiological and the developments that occur between plant and animals in terms of genetical, you start from the seed, and some of them will fall into the ground, they will die. They must die there. And then they start coming up. Where are they dying? Soil is a non-living thing. Is that clear? So any other thing I cannot read. Any other question? Yes, sir.
The question is based on digestive system.
Oh, okay.
So, on the Facebook, I saw that the location of enzymes like lipase and lipase is succinylcentricus. So I want to ask that, is succinylcentricus something as the intestine, or it's just part of the small intestine?
Is that part of?
The small intestine.
No, not just. It starts from the mouth.
I mean the location, like...
The location is where they act. And their action is and when you eat the food that they act on, is inside of us. In terms of plant, it is inside of it. For example, let me start with the bread. Although it's not there, the bread we eat. The enzymes with A's, A-S-E. Once you see any letter with that, especially in terms of the enzymes, that's a common word for all enzymes. Now in the mouth, starchy food. There are 6 classes of food. And that of them, we call it the main or the pork that we take on, that have to be broken down. And that is carbohydrates, protein, fat, and oil. The other ones, mainly most time, comes in the form of liquid. Not fully as bulky, as complex, or the first 3. I'm talking about the last 3. And that is water, vitamins, and mineral salts. Now, the starchy food, and these enzymes are produced by glands. You understand that? They are produced by glands. And these glands are attached along the electric canals in terms of human. For example, in the mouth, we have a gland there. And the gland there produces only one enzyme. And that is salivary gland. And the enzyme it produces acts only on starchy food. Cooked one. What's the name of that enzyme? Kaolin. It cannot act on any other. Enzymes carries out specific action. I'm sure you got that in your characteristics of enzymes in SS1. Their actions are specific. So they are being produced by the gland. And they are called exocrine glands. Have you heard of such words? How many of us have heard the word exocrine? Exocrine, yes. E-X-O. Exocrine. E-S-O-C-R-I-N-E. But you have heard of endocrine. Yes. Good. The exocrines are produced in the guts. Their production is done in the guts and when it is needed. At all time we eat every time, so it is most often. And the examples of the endocrine are these glands that produces enzyme, like salivary gland, gastric gland, intestinal gland, pancreatic glands. Then we have endocrine. Those ones have to do with the hormones and their production or their secretion. Okay, the exocrine, their secretions are called enzymes. The endocrine, their secretions are called hormones. Did I say something? No. So the endocrine, their secretion is done directly into the bloodstream. But the exocrine have to do with the digestion and produce when the food, since they are specific in action. So the ghrelin in the mouth will act on starchy food and break it down partially, not full. Am I communicating? And there in the gland, the salivary gland that produces ghrelin does not produce only ghrelin, it also produces a liquid substance which is alkaline in nature, known as what? Saliva. And what is the actual function of the saliva? In the mouth, what is the action? To provide? Yes. Apart from that. Yeah? Dissolves. Good. And to soften it. It is lubricating. So it's like that fluid will dissolve the food you have eaten and make it soft. It is an alkaline in nature. So still in that mouth, there is another structure in the mouth that will still help. And what's that? The teeth have masticated it. And what is that? The tongue. The tongue will now roll the food into bolus. Am I communicating? And what else does the tongue do? It will mix that food and the saliva and roll it into bolus, like a ball. And what else does it do? What else does it do? Why I have asked that question? The roll of tongue. Huh? Push the food for swallowing, and it will now pass through the esophagus, which is a long, straight, narrow, narrowish tract. No digestive enzymes there. It's just like a lung that allows the food to pass, the bolus of food. And the food passing via the esophagus, it contracts and relaxes, returning to a movement or causing a movement known as what? Peristaltic movement. And the process is known as what? Peristalsis. The movement is known as what? Peristaltic movement. And like I said, contracts and relaxes as the food moves and now enters into the stomach. Immediately the food enters into the stomach, there is a gland in the stomach known as what? Gastric gland. Now gastric gland produces what? It produces? Only renal toxin. Is that only? Thank you. HCl. Dilute HCl. So take note of it. Am I answering your question? Go answer.
My main question is, what's the function of sucrose ventricles? Like, where is it located? My main question is, where is the location of sucrose?
It's in the small intestine. Has that answered your question? And before you get down, there's a lot of actions there. That's why I started from the beginning. Is that clear? Like I promised, I'll still go back to that. I'll probably you read it on your own. Or should I continue? No, let me not continue. We'll do that. Let's go to modern theories of evolution. Modern theories. So we'll talk about modern theory of evolution. We said the modern theory of evolution combines the theory of natural selection and genetic origin of variations. It combines the theory of natural selection and the genetic theory or genetic origin of variation. Who is the evolutionist that talked about natural selection? Charles Darwin. So the modern evolutionary theory postulated as follows. No, you're not lost, you're here. So I should repeat myself. I said the modern evolution theory combines the theory of natural selection and genetic origin of variation. And genetic origin of variations. Okay, so the modern evolutionary theory postulated, I should spell postulated, P-O-S-T-U-L-A-T-E-D, as follows. 1. The modern evolutionary theory postulated as follows. 1. There are variations in species population. There are variations in the species of population. There are variations in the species of population. 2. Some variations have a survival advantages. Some variations have survival advantages. 3. Individuals with favorable variations are more adapted. Individuals with favorable variations are more adapted to the environment. Are more adapted to the environment. Are more adapted to the environment than others. Individuals with favorable variations are more adapted to the environment than the others. Point number next, there is a struggle for existence. In that theory, there is a struggle for existence. There is struggle. There is for existence. Number next, the fittest. The fittest. The fittest, that's the survival of the fittest, those that can struggle and defeat the others. The fittest contribute more offsprings. The fittest contributes more offsprings. To the next generation than unfit. The fittest contributes more offsprings to the next generation than unfit. Full stop. This brings about a gradual shift in the feature of the population. This brings about a gradual shift, S-H-I-F-T. This brings about a gradual shift in the features of the population. First stop. Paragraph. Scientists now identify mutation. Scientists now identified mutation, comma, gene flow, and genetic drift. Scientists now identify mutation, gene flow, and genetic drifts. Now we're suffering sleeping. As the other natural forces. That are also responsible for evolutionary change. As the other natural forces that are also responsible for evolutionary changes. First off, the main causes of variation are one, mutation, two, gene flow, three, genetic combination, gene combination, mutation, gene flow, or that is gene combination. Full stop. Practical. We'll see what we can do. Okay? Any question? It's still under evolution. This is where at times things might not know, or one have not really come across, or they don't talk about it. In terms of gene flow, what's brought about sickle cell anemia? What is it actually all about? Genetic combinations, mutation, probably you might still have an idea. I think we've come across the word mutation when we're talking about variation. Then the gene flow and that of genetic drifts. We have macroevolution, still come across microevolution. That is why you have some genetic functions that we cannot really say how it arises or how it came about. Like example, sickle cell anemia. I believe we'll be able to get there tomorrow. Any question? Any question? Sorrow. Any question? God bless you.